Good afternoon, everybody. Just make sure we're all good to go here really quick. Looks like we are. Looks like we're rocking and rolling, so we'll give it some time to filter in here. Just about a minute or so. Whew, how's everybody doing today? Hope everyone's doing well. I don't want to wait too long here, so maybe give it about another couple seconds or so. All right, we're going to go ahead and start up here. I don't want to wait too long, so we're going to go ahead and start up here. This is the final season of Atlanta Braves baseball on this save. The last one. In the previous season, the Cardinals won the World Series with 81 wins, and the Orioles went to 7 games in the World Series. So I'd like to believe that anything can happen this year, if that's what's going on. Looking at how we did, honestly, we were a really good team. We just had some pieces kind of falter towards the end. We have a lot of free agents, most notably Felipe Vasquez and Chris Archer. Archer is someone that I would like to bring back because he's been really, really good for us. But we're going to want to see his demands when it comes to the second half of the season there. We're definitely in win now mode. We have not been in win now mode for most of the series. However, my internet still isn't great, but I'll be damned if I don't at least try and watch. Well, I'm glad to have you here, bud. Hope the internet can hold up, because hopefully we're gonna be having some fun here in the last season in Atlanta. And then depending on how long that takes, we might go into Baltimore today as well. So let's go ahead and just get started with the offseason. Jump right into that. Just waiting for it to load. Obviously, offseason takes forever. 622, it's all right. Not the 100 and something rating that I got the first time. I think it's season 2. Luke Jackson has an option for 13.6. He was good, but he wasn't great. He wasn't 13.6 worthy, so we're gonna void it. Andrelton Simmons was. Andrelton Simmons finished the year with 7 WAR. He's only on the books for $10 million next year. So yeah, I am going to... Oh, wait. He's decided not to... He had a player option in the last year. Oh, no. So he's gone. How much is he looking at? Just out of curiosity. About 20 million. That makes sense to come back. Knebel for 7. That's definitely getting picked up. Kimbrel for 1. Oh, we voided it? What? Next year is a team option for 11 million for Kimbrel. I'm going to keep him just because his ratings are really good, even though he didn't have a good year, because I think that's worth it. Trey Harris, all these guys are retiring. Here you go. If you guys are interested, these guys are retiring. And then arbitration, we're going to see... How did the playoffs go last episode? I had to get away from my computer towards the end of the last episode when the stream was off. I got back. Oh, I'm sorry, bud. The playoffs didn't go ideally. We won the wild card game. We beat LA in the wild card game. We went to 5 games with the eventual World Series champion Cardinals, but we lost in 5. So... Oh, no. We lost in 5 to the Padres. Because we were the wild card team. We lost in 5 to the 110-win Padres, not the Cardinals. So, sorry, I'm trolling there. We lost in 5 to the 110-win Padres. And I can't help but believe that we would have won that series had we had Soroka and or Bryce Wilson healthy. But it is what it is. 1.3 for Lucchesi, who's actually on arbitration, so I'll pick that up. That's still super cheap. Bryce Wilson for 8.4 is super worth it. He actually wants a long-term extension. I'm not going to give it to him because there's no point right now. Like I said in the last Diamondbacks episode, we're going all in this year on the team because we don't have a next year. So 1.3 for Minter, sure. Could always trade him if it feels like too much money. 850 for Tuki Toussaint. He was out all of last year, so hopefully he can have a good bounce back year. Actually wants more than that. Okay, we'll offer 850 in ARB then. Austin Riley for 800 is super cheap, but he is never making the majors again. So I don't even think that's worth it. Like, there's not even a chance that he's not even playing in AAA. Connor, hello. How are you? I hate that comment. I'm not going to repeat it. $6 million for Pache, super worth it. Love to get him locked up if I was doing a long-term save, but I'm not. So, as for people I want to bring back, there's a lot of players here. The main ones being Chris Archer, who wants $24 million to come back. Looks like he's walking, unfortunately. Had a couple really great seasons here in Atlanta, but I cannot pay $24 million to keep Chris Archer at 35 years old. Camargo, I could bring back, but I'm going to let him test free agency first. Qualifying offer for you. How much does Luke Jackson want? He wants $16 million to come back. That's unbelievable. So he'll get the QO. Jimenez, I'll probably bring back at 7.5. That's worth it. Maybe for 1 year, 7.5. He wants a long-term deal. 7250, 123. Can we do that for this? Just so it's not that bad in the long term. Jimmy Nelson, I'd like to bring back. He was really good for us in his limited time here. If he doesn't want any, we signed him to a minor league deal last year, so if he doesn't want any money, he can come back. Yeah, I can get him for $1 million. Shit, that's the wrong button. I know, I'm big meanie. I'm terrible. I'll bring him back for $1 million. Let's be that long relief guy out of the bullpen. Polanco's almost certainly not coming back. He had a terrible year last year. We taught him how to play left field, so that's good. And then Felipe Vasquez, I'd love to bring back, but how much is he going to want? He was really good for us this year. He actually doesn't want that much money. Why don't you want to read my comment? Because I don't want to say "owo" or "uwu." That's why. Because those words are the death of me. He wants 3 years with a player option. Can I at least get this down to like 10.25? Shit, that's loud. Can you guys hear that? I don't know if you can hear that, but that's unbelievably loud. There's some roof repair company outside right now and for my neighbors, and it is unbelievably loud. I can hear it through my headphones, so. And then Andrelton Simmons, there's no way I'm getting back. So we don't have the money to bring him back. So everybody else can just go, I guess. Wow, that is really loud. That really is really loud. Oh well, it is what it is. I already started streaming. Can't wait now. So now we just go to the award announcements and we wait for all of the guys to sign because they will. Simmons is going to finish pretty high in the MVP voting. Everybody gets re-signed. Our rotation is still beastly because they're all on arbitration. Gold gloves. Okay, just got Vasquez back. Holy crap, that is so loud. All right, so now we have our awards. Our gold glovers for 2023. 2023 are, in the National League, Colton Eastman, JT Realmuto, Freddie Freeman, Jose Devers, Nolan Arenado, Andrelton Simmons, Jock Peterson, Harrison Bader, and Mitch Haniger. So we have 3. It's our lowest year so far, I believe. Real Muto, Freeman, and Simmons. In the American League, it goes to Marcus Stroman, Yasmani Grandal, Evan White, Willie Castro, Matt Chapman, Yordis Valdez, Daz Cameron, Michael Gigliotti, and Aaron Judge. There's Gigliotti for Howery. The Royals fan in chat. The token Royals fan in chat. In the American League, reliever of the year goes to Wyatt Mills in Seattle. And in the National League, it goes to Alex Alvarez. So that's actually 3 straight years that we have reliever of the year. 2 years ago, it was Jimenez. Last year, it was Kimbrel. And this year, it's Alex Alvarez. So that's pretty darn cool. Nobody else getting... Oh, Corey Neville getting 1 vote. So that's nice. Austin Adams in Arizona. That's interesting. And then next week, or tomorrow, is the Silver Sluggers. Looks like we got Jimenez locked back up. Back to news. The American League Silver Sluggers are Adley Ruckman, Andrew Vaughn, Brandon Lowe, Rafael Devers, Wander Franco, Jordan Alvarez, Joe Adell, Kyle Tucker, and Mike Trout. And in the National League, they are Jack Flaherty, Francisco Mejia, Max Muncy, Gavin Lux, Chris Bryant, Fernando Tatis, Juan Soto, Trent Grisham, and Cody Bellinger. Great, excellent, good for them. I know Gigliotti getting that award's big. Rookie of the Year in the American League goes to Anthony Volpe of the New York Yankees. And in the National League, it goes to Alec Boehm of the Cincinnati Reds. Alex Alvarez getting 1 vote. Good for him, counting as a rookie. An international rookie, they count. They count. Oh, forgot to put my phone on silent. There we go. Sorry about that. Hope you couldn't hear that. American League Manager of the Year goes to Brandon Hyde, which, yeah, that's about right. He deserves it. He deserves it. He brought the Orioles to the World Series, so... Yeah, Tyler Keenan getting 2nd Rookie of the Year. There he is. And then San Diego's Todd Black wins Manager of the Year, which is very funny that he's manager for them. But Cy Young. I don't think we're going to have anybody in there, but Nick Frasso in the American League wins it, which is a shock. Nick Frasso. So he was drafted in 2020, and he has become a superstar very quickly. He's drafted at Loyola Marymount with the 30th pick, and he has become a superstar, so good for him. And then the National League gets Noah Syndergaard. Max Fried did get votes, but not enough votes. MVP in the American League goes to Mike Trout. Honestly, I don't see him winning it nearly as much as you would think he would be in this game. So, a lot of Orioles on this list. Adley Ruckman, Anthony Santander, Austin Hayes, Richard Urena. It's all actual Orioles in real life, too. Like, the actual players. So, you know, crazy to see that. But Mike Trout winning MVP. And then Bellinger winning it in the National League. No one's surprised. Ozzie Albies finishing 5th. Jorge Soler getting votes. Our trade deadline acquisition. And Andrelton Simmons also getting votes. Soler actually had himself a hell of a season. About 4 WAR across both teams. So, very good for Soler. Hopefully he can continue that next year. But moving on to salary arbitration time. We're not going to have a lot of money to spend this offseason. This is going to be like the first offseason I've had in this game where I don't have a shit ton of money to spend. Archer files for free agency. Luke Jackson accepts the qualifying offer. Ruled in favor of the team. So actually we keep Luke Jackson for 15. Which is not ideal. I could look to trade him. But that's not really... I wasn't really planning on having him accept. He wanted about $16 million, so I didn't really think he would accept. I probably shouldn't have offered it if I thought there was a chance he would accept, but it is what it is. Looks like this is your free agency class. Devers and Flaherty are both massive. So is Blake Snell, but Devers and Flaherty are actually unbelievably huge. We should have no money now. We have $4 million, but if we trade... If we trade Luke Jackson, we should have some money. So, what do we need? I don't want Segura in the starting lineup anymore. He's more of a backup. So a starting third baseman, probably. And then that's it. A starting third baseman that ideally can also play left field would be ideal. And I don't know if we can get that for $4 million, then we'll keep Luke. But if we can't, I understand. I mean, obviously there's Devers, but we're never going to be able to pay Devers. Brian Anderson immediately jumps out as exactly what I'm looking for. But he wants a ton of money, and he's compensated. He came off a really good year in Miami, so. Looks like all the third basemen are really, really expensive. Which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. We could bring Donaldson back for $14 million. He's 37, though. Moustakas is 35. Coming off of a pretty bad year. Not a bad year, just not a good year. Not a starter caliber year. I mean, Sano is still there. He's going to strike out a lot, but he's going to jack some homers. And he's been positive almost every single year. Yeah, every single year he's been positive. It's that defense at first base mostly, though. That's probably making him so positive. There's not a lot of good third basemen out there. So are there any trade targets? Let's check. Let's check, shall we? Player trade, trade block. Just out of curiosity, there's no third baseman on the trade block. Mitch Haniger is, but not that I'm super interested in acquiring him. How about... I've never used this team needs feature. Honestly, never. Don't really care. I need a good player. Major leagues. None of that matters. I've never used this feature because they offer you terrible trades anyways. Hey, by the way, you were a little quiet today. I have my headphones set to about 90 for you to sound normal. That's so weird because everything is the same. I guess I can bump myself up. Is that better? Is that better? I don't know. Don't know if that's better. Hopefully it is. Who's rebuilding? Who's selling? Colorado? I go try grab Arenado. That's better? Awesome. Perfect. Excellent. The Royals, I could grab Bobby. They'll never trade Bobby Witt. The Giants don't seem to... I mean, I guess I could trade for Zach Short. I can't go any further, actually. I am actually at 0 decibels now, so I can't go any further. I cannot go any louder than this. They have Yuli Gurriel, but that's not really what I'm looking for. Texas. No, I guess I could look to try... Oh, not them. I could look to try and trade for Arenado. No, is it set from whatever it was at stream yesterday. So... let's go ahead and... Oh, he has 10-5, because of course he does. All right, this guy's name's Walking Cabrera. Interesting. His name's Walking Cabrera. What a name. What a name. All right. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to pay. Is there any way we're able to free up the money to go and sign, like... I don't know. I don't want to sign, like, Donaldson. I mean, I won't be able to sign these guys. They're just too much money. Donaldson's actually coming off a pretty good year, though, in Minnesota. Not really a defensive wizard anymore. He's kind of lost that part of his game, which makes sense. I guess I could go for Moustakas. He's probably the less of the evils. Although I'm paying essentially the same as I would for Donaldson, and I'm just getting a worse bat. Or at least a worse bat from last year. Now, I could pay like $1 million less to get Sano. But he is not... He's about the same defensively, and he's arguably just a good hitter. I know, I could bring in Moustakas for more Royals, but I just don't... In no situation is he the right decision here. You know? Did Hechavarria play last year? He did, for Milwaukee. And he played poorly. What a shock. After leaving the Atlanta system, everybody starts failing again. All right, I need to trade Luke Jackson. I will take anything for him as long as it's cheap. I will drop any amount of money. Daniel Brown is minor league deal. We got Yadier Alvarez or Ryan Pepio. Taylor Hearn. Tyler Frank in the American League. Cal Stevenson. That's actually not a bad deal. Stevenson's not a terrible player. He's an on-base guy, which is all I really care about. Played really well in AAA, sure. That's fine. I just want to drop the... I just don't want to pay him $15 million. You know? Because now I have $19 million to spend. Which is a lot better. Which means I can go get a third baseman and I can go get another starter to replace Chris Archer. And that starter looks like it's going to be Lance Lynn. Just because he's super cheap. Giolito's wrecked. That sucks for him. Yeah, Lance Lynn's not a bad player. High work ethic, low loyalty, that's fine. He's not a beast by any measure, but he's not bad. I can't believe Snell's going to get less than Flaherty. That's crazy. I need a starting third baseman, though. It's probably going to be Donaldson. What's 5 years as a 37-year-old? No, thank you. Even though I'm not even here for it, I can't, in good conscience, do that to this team. What? No. 2 years, player option, 16 mil. All right, that's what you get, Bringer of Rain. That leaves $3 million to sign a starter. It means I can go sign Lance Lynn and then get maybe another bullpen piece to replace Luke Jackson. Sign Lance Lynn ideally for $125 for 1 year. Okay, and that leaves just enough to go get a decent bullpen piece. It leaves about $2 million. I could try to get Yandel Gustave, or I could just try to get one of these guys, Pagan or Senzatella. Senzatella's coming off of a better year and he's younger. Who do I like better ratings-wise? Senzatella has a little bit more movement. Coming out of... why did he play 2 games in rookie ball last year? What? Played well in the majors last year. Not bad. Can also go long. Yeah, Moose probably is not looking for a 5-year deal. You're right. And then Pagan was the other one. Did not have nearly as good of a year with the Mets last year. But he's got a better pitch rotation, I guess. Honestly, I like Senzatella because he can go long. So I think I'm going to go after him. If I drop him low enough, I can get him both. If he'll take 900. Oh, yes, I can get him both. Sweet. Excellent. All right, so those are my 4 free agent offers. Donaldson, Lance Lynn, Antonio Senzatella, and Emilio Pagan. Whew. It's getting spicy out there. Who did Will Smith play for last year? Tampa Bay. That's right, we traded him to Tampa. And then he got traded to the Mets at the deadline. He had a good year. Chad Green signed with Texas, I remember. He got traded at the deadline to Toronto, who he then played really bad for. That's very funny. All right, cool. So we're bringing those 2 guys in. Well, those 4 guys, hopefully, in. We don't really have any wiggle room for money, so Lucchesi and Soroka are both healthy. Let's start setting the staff for what we think it's going to be next year. Well, this is what it's going to be for spring, at least. Soroka will be healthy by spring, maybe. If not, he'll be healthy in the middle of spring. Max Fried, Kyle Wright, Bryce Wilson, Ian Anderson, And then Lance Lynn will go there. Our bullpen is going to consist of stoppers of Alex Alvarez, Felipe Vasquez, and Corey Nebel, because we retained them all. Craig Kimbrell will be a middle relief used more often guy. Minter's middle relief. Jimenez is middle relief used more often. Toussaint's long relief. Jimmy Nelson's long relief. And Lucchesi is middle relief. But he can go long. And then lineup-wise, not much is really going to change here. Third base is still open. Segura is going to be our backup infielder. I'm going to teach Waters to play left in spring. Because that's really going to help. But Soler will start there in the regular season. Who's starting at... Oh, I need a shortstop. I didn't even think about that. I totally forgot we lost Simmons. I totally forgot. I totally blanked on that. I could play Segura at short. And Donaldson at third. But then I need a backup infielder. Which I have. Like, I have guys down here that can do it. Acuna is now a 2-star player, by the way. Ugh. What a disaster that is. Is there anybody that will take him? Literally anyone? No. Can I give him away? I know there was a feature where you're like... You can give him away. I know there's something like that in Football Manager. Is there any shortstop I can get for unbelievably cheap? Like if I stopped paying a reliever? I can get Iglesias for 2.4. That's got to be the deal. How do I free up $2.4 million? Salaries, that's what I'm looking at. Segura, but I need him as a backup. Anybody here that I really, really don't need? Like, Acuna, obviously, but... I don't need Real Muto, but I want Real Muto. I could trade Lucchesi and Minter. I'd rather trade Jimmy Nelson than Minter, I think. No, I'd rather keep Nelson. And I'd rather trade these two. If they have any value. Let's see if I can trade them both. Okay, no team offers anything for Lucchesi. How about Minter? Does he have any value? Okay, I'm playing TFT. Any idea what comps are good? Not a clue. I have not played this patch at all because I did not have fun with it when it first came out. Okay, well, I can at least trade Nelson to get $1 million off my books. To get Brandon Brennan. On a minor, you know, on a league minimum deal. Brennan's coming off of not a year where he didn't play. Anybody more expensive that I'm willing to trade? Jimenez, maybe. Kimbrel. but I want to keep him. Obviously, I'd love to get rid of Acuna, but that's not happening. Can Contreras play in the majors? Can my two catchers be Contreras and Shea Langeliers? And can I feel good about that? What kind of catchers are available? Because that'll open up way more money than I need. For me to go and sign Yasmani Grandal or... No, Mitch Garver would probably be the one I ended up signing, but he's not coming off of a great year. I mean, Real Muto is the best of those options, but do I hate... Like, would it make us better to go and get Jose Iglesias to play short instead of Gene Segura? I can always just pull out on the Josh Donaldson deal and get Iglesias and play Segura at third. Or find a platoon option for Segura for cheaper and go cheap on third base and maybe put some more money into the bullpen. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. So pending offers, I'm going to withdraw on Donaldson. I'm going to go and get... Wait, why did it not reset my money? I have way more than 84,000 available now. Do I have to sim a day, maybe? Because I have way more than that available if I'm not signing Donaldson. I guess I'll maybe sim a day and see if that updates. Okay, it did. Okay. So let's go get Iglesias for $2 million. For a 1-year, $2 million deal. Because that's such a steal. And then a platoon partner for Segura, he's a switch hitter, right? He bats right, so I assume he's better against lefties. Slightly. I mean, not really. Honestly, he's kind of the same. He has slightly better eye. Maybe just competition at third. I could always just sign Sano to come and play third base for us. We have the money for it. It means we drop bombs. I'm going to sign Sano. He's still 30, so I understand why he wants a long deal. For $13 million, will you come play for us? 4 years, 52 for Sano. That's not really that bad, to be honest. So I barely play third anyways. Yeah, all right. So that's what we're doing instead. We're getting Iglesias and then Sano to play third. All right, but let's sim. Stop autoplay just because I want to make sure I have the right thing here. We don't have a backup first baseman, but it's Freddie Freeman, so I feel pretty okay. And, like, worst case scenario, Sano goes to first. Like, if Freeman gets hurt, even though he's durable. If Freeman gets hurt, Sano goes to first, and Segura comes in at third. Which isn't the worst case. It's not, like, the worst situation in the world. Archer went to New York for $9.9 a year. A 1 year, $9.9. I could have paid that. I hate you, Chris Archer. But we got compensation for that, so that's great. We got compensation for a guy who signed for less than $10 million a year. Which is funny. We got Sano. We lost Simmons to the Brewers, which is rough, but is what it is. We got Emilio Pagan as well. Sano was signed. We're going to set his position as third baseman. He's actually better as a third baseman, which is shocking to me. Don't know why, because he's better defensively at first. So Sano will come in and play third for us. And now we're just waiting on... Well, Pagan signed as well. So Pagan's going to come in and be a middle relief guy. Just having depth in the bullpen's always good. Nobody signed. Nobody else signed by the time the Rule 5 draft came around, at least. Oh, I didn't even check and make sure that we were good. Although we didn't get, like, a you're not good notification, so I think that's a good sign. How much is Alvarado asking for? I even saw his name there. I can't believe these guys are asking for this much money. Muncie's not getting it either. Alvarado wants 7. That's not that bad. Yeah, they all favor the offer. Where did Luke Weaver went back to Arizona? Where did not Simmons? Who was the big prize of the free agency? Jack Flaherty. Oh, and Rafael Devers went back to Boston, but Flaherty went to Cincinnati, a division rival. Wow, that's a big move. That's fun. Interesting indeed. But let's go ahead and make sure we're not losing anybody to the Rule 5. I don't think we are. Not that we have anybody to lose at this point, but this guy's actually pretty damn good. He has no movement. I'll give him a shot in spring. It's essentially free, so... He's the first, like... I mean, Ricky DeVito's in here. I guess we can put him on the 40. Not that it really matters, but... Yeah, I'm going to draft that Daniel Gosselin guy. Just give him a shot in spring. If he sucks, I just release him for free. So... Why not? Why not give him a shot? Kevin Pillar got drafted. Vince Velasquez got drafted. Lol. Alright, so this Daniel Gosselin guy, we can at least try him out in spring. He's a lefty out of the bullpen. The killer slider and strikeout potential, I guess. His ratings aren't great, but, you know, it's worth a shot. If he sucks, I just release him back to wherever he came from. St. Louis. All right, but let's sim to the results of the Hall of Fame. Lance Lynn signed. That's nice. Senzatella signed. That's nice. Let's go and update that. So Lance Lynn's going to join the rotational options. Senzatella's going to be a long relief guy out of the bullpen. Right? Yeah. All right. Now we're just waiting on, I believe, Iglesias. Great. And Iglesias signed, so 40-man is full. Who are we going to waive? Who sucks ass now that we don't really care? Caballero is fine. No one's going to pick him up. Wow, man, they're really loud today. In the span of like 30 minutes, the roof repair guys came, the garbage man came, the UPS guy came, and an Amazon truck came. All in the span of like half an hour. So that is... I mean, that is an absolute ton of people to just keep showing up that I wish would not. Iglesias gets slotted in. Excellent. And Sano is obviously the backup at first. Contreras can play in spring. So we'll just copy this depth chart, paste it over. There we go. Waters is going to start in left just for spring so he can learn to play the position at least. That way he can back it up in the regular season. It might affect Soler at the beginning, but it shouldn't be too big of a problem. I just want him to be able to play left field. Yeah, and that's it, I believe. Those are all the offers I have. And I have no money left to spend. So even if I wanted to offer more, just kidding, I have $2 million because I think my owner budget got updated. No, I just freed up $2 million somewhere. Don't know where I freed that up, but... Could go and sign somebody else. I don't know what we would sign. I'm more so willing to keep it open and just wait until preseason. Atlanta Braves, Cavallero has to go back down to AAA. Now we are just waiting. We've gotten everything we need, so... Soler finished 3rd in the National League in home runs, by the way. That's pretty good. All right, Hall of Fame voting results. Who gets in this year? No one. Beltre does not get in year 1. He's 2 points. He's 2% off. That's shocking. Manny doesn't get in. Carlos Beltran doesn't get in, although his number went up. Sheffield does not get... He gets dropped. And then all of these guys also get dropped. There you are. Moving on to preseason, I'm going to see who's still available because they're going to want essentially no money. Financial update. See if that gave us any more money for free agents. I see Jason Hayward out there. It did. It gave us about 10 million more for free agents. So we could go and get something else. Maybe another beast reliever. I just don't know what else we need, you know? I feel like we're set around the clock, you know? Like, I feel like at every position I'm comfortable with what we have. You know? Maybe just a bat? I don't know, somebody who hits well? I mean, all these guys want to come in on minor league deals. Nick Ahmed I'm going to bring in because he's a good defensive shortstop. But, like, the only batters left are David Dahl and Mitch Garver that I think are worth a damn. Dahl's fragile. Although he's coming off a decent season. I could just grab David Dahl and, like, sit him in AAA in case we need him. He would not be on the Major League roster, that's for sure. Jordan Hicks is still out there. Do I just go grab Jordan Hicks? He's unmotivated. But look at that. Look at that. Look at those potential. I mean, not potential. Look at those ratings. Won the World Series this past year. I always get Tyler Mahle for essentially nothing. I don't hate that deal either. Might as well. Oh, he wants a long-term deal? No thanks. You get a 1 year for $1 million. He wants a long-term deal. All right, I see why you're not getting signed. I'll bring in Garver just as a minor league free agent. He can play in AAA for a little bit. But I'll sign, fuck it, whatever, Jordan Hicks. He only wants $4 million. I'll give him a 2-year play with a player option for 4.5. So 2 years, $10 million for Jordan Hicks. That's fine. Who's Melvin Adon? White Sox system. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know where else to use my money, so I'm just going to keep it. I would sign Tyler Mahle, but he wants a long-term deal. I don't want to give him a long-term deal. At most, I'll give you 2 years with the player option for $1 million. This is at most. No, I'm not budging on 2 years. But I'll go 1.25 maybe. All right. You want a long-term deal? You can be a free agent then, because no one's going to sign you to that, at least realistically. No one's signing Tyler Mahle to a 7-year contract. Gosselin got a little worse, it seems. That's a little unfortunate. Langleers got worse. Drew Waters got worse, only as a center fielder, though. All right, he's not as good as a right fielder either. It's just players getting worse. Nobody really got better. We got Mitch Garver. We got Nick Ahmed. Both as minor league free agents to come and play in our system. Ahmed's good cover in case Iglesias gets hurt. Because I don't really mind if Ahmed comes in and starts for a little bit. Jordan Hicks update. Yeah, okay, he's good. He's happy to be here. He wants to start talks again. Does he realize? Nope, no he doesn't. He lied to me. All right, spring training has begun. I don't think anybody that's coming up is going to be even remotely considered. I guess Pfeiffer can get some reps at middle relief. Anybody here? Acuna, lol. I gotta get him reps, right? He'll at least be on the depth chart. He won't make opening day, but he'll be on the depth chart. All right, and let's just hope for no injuries, boys. Personal message, Jordan Hicks. Okay, people are now bidding for Jordan Hicks. Although it's really not that much money. It's enough that I feel comfortable paying it, you know? 586 with the player option, that's fine. Honestly, 2 years, 11 million for someone as good as him is fine. No injuries. He prefers Chicago. He's getting a lot of offers. I think I'm out on him. Looks like I'm out on Jordan Hicks. That's all right. I have quite the bullpen. And this saves me money to go and get whatever I need at the deadline if I really need to, so. Is anybody still hurt, by the way? I didn't even check if Soroka was healthy. He is. He is pitchable. So that's good. He's a 5-star player if he could stay goddamn healthy. He's not... Oh, he is fragile now. He's become fragile, which is super unfortunate for us. Oh, well. Hopefully, it's not that big a deal. Ian Anderson, moderate effect for 2 weeks. It's fine. Who can I throw in there? Jimmy Nelson. Just get some reps. Personal message. Player development update. Dylan Cruz got better. Interesting. Nothing here that really matters, though. Let's just go to the end of spring. Jimmy Nelson, 5 days. He'll be fine. Recovery unclear for Ian Anderson. Pfeiffer is abdominal strained, but he's fine now. We're leading in batting average like across the board. Alex Alvarez is out for 6 weeks. That really kind of sucks. Looks like Kimbrel's going to get another shot at stopping. Gosselin's actually pitching really well. I might just keep him. All right, Ian Anderson's healthy. Yeah, Jimmy Nelson's the worst performing starter there, I'd say. I gotta drop one of these guys by the time the season starts. That's the tough part. Is I have 6 guys who all should start. All right, we're at opening day. Tyler Mahle signed with Houston. Who did Jordan Hicks never signed because he's still not there. He did sign, it just didn't tell me. Where did he go? He went to LA. Okay. Oh, it might have been down further. Yeah, it's right below him. Jordan Hicks signs the Angels. I just missed it. I'm just dumb. Reach the playoffs. That's the goal. All right. Do we have any prospects? Jacek at 97. We have one, boys. Not that it matters, because we are fully in win now mode. All right, so we got to drop some boys. Tucker. These are the definite drops. DeVito. Gosselin honestly probably doesn't make it. Neither does Lucchesi. Minter. Pfeiffer. Corbin Klaus. Contreras. Danny Mendez. Riley Unrose. CJ Alexander. Acuna. Moritz. Peyton Squire. Davidson, Minter, Klaus, Contreras, and Alexander all need to be waived. So many waves. Toussaint's also probably not staying up. He also has to be waived, though. So many waves. 6, I think, in total. I don't care if any of them get claimed. I can actually bring one of them back up, ironically enough. Let's see what I need, first and foremost. It's probably going to be a batter, but we'll see. I have 14 pitchers, and I only have 11 batters up. So yeah, it's definitely a batter. Anybody here, any of the batters here I want to keep up? Not really. Not particularly. I guess it'll be Mendez. That's fine. Afternoon Cubed, how are you? Welcome to the stream. And then Nelson goes to long relief. We'll keep Gosselin. Sure. And then we have another. Actually, Senzatella can go to middle relief and long relief. Because one of these guys has to get dropped. I don't want it to be Ian Anderson. Who played well in spring? Who played badly in spring? I should say Max Fried, but he's not getting kicked. Anderson played. Anderson, Nebel, Kyle Wright. It's going to be Lance Lynn, unfortunately, for him. Just unlucky. Just unlucky that we have a really good rotation. Pretty okay. Water's back, so my hair's clean, finally. Congratulations on getting water back. Hope it stays on. Anglers can play every 5th game. Segura can play, I don't know, every so often at these 2 positions. Every 6th game here and every 6th game here. Solaire's going to start in left. Waters is the backup, but he is now a competent left fielder, which is all I can really ask. Well, I turn it off sometimes still, but it's mostly on. Well, yeah, that's good. Waters is going to play every 6th game with Soler as well. Danny Mendez can actually back up second base because he's good defensively there. He's kind of fallen off defensively, but it is what it is. And we'll just copy this depth chart because it's not going to change either way. We don't have any personnel that we need to hire, do we? That's not what I meant to click. Nope, we are all set on personnel. For the final season here of Braves baseball. Hope you guys are excited, because I am. Matsui Asasopo, by the way, is our manager for our A-ball team, which is funny. Hope you guys are excited, because I know I am. But let's get the show on the road, shall we? Let's look at preseason predictions. This is the least confident I've been in a team since we started. But they have us at 99 wins. So they have us as the best team in baseball. With Albies, Mookie Betts in the top hitters, and then none of the top pitchers, but we always end up having a top pitcher. It's just never somebody that you'd expect. So opening day for us is in New York against the Mets. And that goes, well, let me make sure Soroka's pitching. He is. And that goes postponed. We got opening day postponed, just like in real life, boys. Now, a doubleheader for opening day isn't ideal. And we lost them both, which is even less than ideal. Arizona claimed William Contreras. It's not that big a deal because we have these two I really don't care about. He's more of a big deal, but not really as big of a deal because we signed Mitch Garver in the offseason to play if he has to. If either of them get hurt. So it's not that big of a deal. Losing the doubleheader on opening day is pretty bad. And then another loss. And then Freddie Freeman's now out 6 weeks. So everything that could go wrong right now has gone wrong. We need Unro probably up. I can bring up Nick Ahmed, but he only plays short. So it's got to be Unro. Sano moves to first base. He has not been hitting well in 3 games, but it's only been 3 games. Segura's going to start at third. Riley Unro is now the backup there. And there. Yeah. So that's really unfortunate. Really bad start to the season, if I say so myself. Not exactly what we were looking for. But it is what it is. Can't do anything about it now. Okay, let's go back to schedule and hopefully not get swept in the opening series of the year. We did get swept in our opening 4 games. So we're 0-4 to start the season. Not great. Player development update. Who got worse? Langlier's got better defensively, which is awesome. Mendez got worse, but we already knew that. Yeah, nothing else that really mattered. All right, at Miami for 3. Win. First win of the year. Loss. Loss. So we're 1-6 now. I'm way too lazy to have the AI set up spring training for me, but then it's such a freaking hassle to fix everything for opening day. Yeah, I don't know. Spring training's not that bad. It's really when I guess it depends on on how much you do. AI loves to toss good prospects who have never played in a AAA for my starting roster. Yes, they love to do that. Win in our first game against Chicago. These guys can go back down to AAA. They weren't claimed. Our first home series, so let's see if we can win it. All right, can we sweep them? Yeah, we do. That's big. At home against the World Series Orioles here. Win. Can we sweep them? That's big. At Milwaukee is another big series here. Loss. They're going to be good this year. Win. Win. All right, I'll split it. At Chicago, we need to win this series. Win. Loss. Nebel's moderate for 6 days. He's going to stay up. Loss. We have to win this game. Okay, we at least went even. We're 10-10. We're at 500, and we're first in the division. So it looks like our division isn't that good this year. Well, it looks like we've all just been... It's been a tough start, I think, to the year for all of us. But at home against the Mets for 3. Win. Win. Sweep them. All right, that's a little bit of a payback for opening day. At home against Houston for 2. Loss. Loss. That's not a good sweep, but... Alvarez is still injured. He's going to be injured for a little while longer, an unknown amount of time longer. We got humbled by Eduardo Rodriguez, so that's less than ideal. Okay, at Pittsburgh for 3. Loss. Loss. Can we at least not get swept? Okay, we didn't get swept. So we're 14-14 at the end of the first month. We're only a game and a half out of first place, but still pretty brutal start. Not what I was hoping for. What is the cause of it? Pitching's fine. Our bats are dead, essentially. Segura's hitting well. So is Sano. Pache's not hitting well, but he's playing well. Soler, Betts. Ozzy Albies, again, has started off the season incredibly slow. So I have to assume that he'll pick it up because he did last year. He started off incredibly slow last year, too, and he eventually picked it up. So I have to imagine that will turn around. This doesn't look like it's something that is, like, really bad. Like, not, sustainable. I feel like we're going to turn this around. Iglesias isn't hitting well, but he's such a good defensive shortstop that I almost don't even care because he's making our pitching staff better. But our staff is still good. Soroka and Kyle Wright have both started off the season great. Ian Anderson has not. I could always put Lance Lynn in for Ian Anderson, which I think I'm going to do. He was on a short leash. Senzatella has not been good. Wow, neither is Felipe Vasquez. Craig Kimbrell. Yeah, our bullpen. I'm going to move Jimenez to stopper because he played well last year too. And I'm going to move Vasquez out of that role, back to middle relief. Try to mitigate as much as I can now. Is there anybody who is just so obviously too good for AAA? Not any pitchers. Well, Trey Riley is pitching well, just not... He's not obviously too good for this level. No, Mitch Garver, but, you know, we knew that. If Langeliers turns out to be bad, then Garver will come up and be the backup. But Langeliers is all right for now. We still have a good team chemistry, right? Yeah, we have a little bit more bad influences, but we still have a lot of good ones, so. All right, let's just continue on then. At Arizona for what I assume is 3. Yes, at Arizona for 3. Win. Player development updates. Soroka got a little worse. It is what it is. Lance Lynn got a little worse. Gosselin, by the way, how's he pitching? He's pitching fine in the majors. I've just never really used a Rule 5 pick before, so it's interesting. Ian Anderson actually got better, even though he's pitching bad, so that's interesting. Trey Riley got better, as he should have. He pitched well. Yeah. Ahmed got worse. Looks like he's playing poorly. All right, but let's sweep Arizona and just get back on the right track here. Great. At home against San Francisco is a win. Win. And win. At home against Washington. Win. Loss. Pache's out 2 weeks. That's unfortunate. Who's coming up for that? Cal Stevenson. Greg Cullen's not hitting nearly as well. Cal Stevenson could come up. He's the guy we got in return for Luke Jackson this offseason. Yeah, sure. He can play all of the positions. So Drew Waters is going to come in and start, I assume. He's not a great center fielder. But Mookie Betts, I know, can't even play it anymore. So looks like it's going to be Waters. And then Stevenson can come in and play here. He'll play every 5th game here. Maybe every 4th game against righties and slightly less against lefties. Is Waters playing well? He's all right. None of our bats are really that bad, which is good to see. Real Muto's actually on fire. He's on pace for 5 WAR this year. If he can hit and play defensive catcher like that, that's really good. Gene Segura is actually also having a really good year. So we're going to have ourselves a decision when Freeman comes back on what we're going to want to do. Although that's a good problem to have. Let's win this series at home against Washington. Speaking of, they're both back right now. So it looks like Cal Stevenson's gone. Or I could send down Danny Mendez. Because I kind of need Cal Stevenson. I don't need Riley Unroe. That's who I don't need. And I also don't need Senzatella. Yeah, out of these guys, it's probably Senzatella. He refuses to be demoted. Why? Jackass. All right, well, then it looks like you're getting released. Because Alex Alvarez has to come back up. So does Freddie Freeman, so. He's a stopper. Who moves out of the stopper role? Probably Kimbrell. He goes to that use more often setup role. Alvarez in that stopper role. Langeliers always ends up being meager for me. Yeah, I mean, he's okay. He's not a superstar, but he's a good player. Soroka's having a great year. Too bad he's fragile. I'm just waiting for him to get hurt. But Kyle Wright Max Fried's also actually having a good year. So is Kyle Wright. It's more so who I was thinking of, but those three have been excellent for me. So I'm really happy that they've been so good. And then Freeman's back. So this is a good problem to have of Segura's actually playing really well, and so is Sano. Sano's playing slightly less well, but not bad. Segura's just a really good utility option, I think, to have. So I'm going to do that. Segura as... He's going to start every fourth game for Sano at third. Freeman's obviously coming back in to play first. And then Segura will back up shortstop. He'll play there every sixth game as well. So we'll copy this. Paste it. Ask for lineups. And then, yeah. Waters is playing all right. Even though he's not super good defensively in center field. Choi's a fucking god. Pair of opening day homers. Yeah, dude, G-Man Choi is honestly my favorite player in the league. He's such a goober, and I like him. We do win the Washington series at home. We go to Cincinnati now for 3. Win. Soler is now out 4 weeks, so we're just losing outfielders left and right. It's either Moritz or Squire that comes up. Probably Moritz. Is there anyone particularly dominating Gwinnett? It's got to be an outfielder. Yeah, it'll be Moritz. Since he has time in the majors. With Soler hurt, that means Cal Stevenson's probably going to start in left. Cal Stevenson and Moritz, can they platoon? Stevenson's a lefty, Moritz is a lefty, so no. I'm just going to start Stevenson. And just have Moritz play as the utility backup? Yeah. Is he better in center? He's 30 in center. I think Waters is 35. Yeah, so I guess I'd rather play Waters, technically. He'll start every fourth game here. Copy depth chart. Paste. All right. Well, we're starting to get hit a little bit by injuries, but nothing we can't overcome. Acuna's the next call-up. He's not even played. He was in Double-A earlier this year, and he played badly in Double-A. God, what a disappointment. He's pretty good in this game and relatively cheap. Yeah, I think Choi's pretty good. I like Choi. And then Alvarez is out 5 months. Is he fragile? Because, God, it feels like it. Guy barely pitches, and then he gets hurt. Okay, who comes up for him? Could be Ricky DeVito. I'd love it to be Senzatella, but he's gone now. Who's pitching well? Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer's actually pitching great. Sure, let's give him that shot. Oops. Pfeiffer's a middle relief guy for us. I tell you, I lost Forrest Whitley for 14 months. That sucks. That's really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. I'm sorry, bud. All right, can we sweep the Reds, please? Yes, we can. Iglesias is out 2 weeks. Oh, my God. The injury bug is killing me. Good thing I signed Nick Ahmed to essentially do what he does. But I'm going to start Segura there. Just have Ahmed play every fourth game or so. Because at least Segura is playing well. Because Segura is playing well. So we'll copy depth chart and paste it. If starter tired for a little bit here instead. Whew, man, this is getting dicey. A lot of injuries. All at the same time. At home against LA for 3. Win. Recovery unclear for Pache, so it's going to take a little longer. Win. Can we sweep him? Man, are we just really good? At home against St. Louis for 3. Loss. As I say that, we get swept. So that's on brand. At LA for 3. Loss. Let's not get swept, please. Okay, we didn't get swept. At San Fran for 3. Loss. Win. Pache's healthy. So is Iglesias. Both at a really good time. I assume Ahmed's been bad. Yes. It's pretty on brand for Nick Ahmed. So he's going down, and Andrew, he refuses to be demoted? Okay, well then you're gone. I don't care. You're on a minor league deal. Why do you refuse to be demoted? You're such an idiot. Stevenson's actually playing kind of well, so Moritz is going to get called down. And Iglesias and Pache are back up. Waters is going to go play left, because he's playing well. Actually, Stevenson's playing better, yeah? Yeah, he is. So Cal Stevenson can stay starting. I can't platoon them? I can platoon them if Waters is better against lefties. He's not. He's better against righties, because of course he is. I can still platoon him and have him play against lefties. No, because honestly, he's not even bad against lefties, so I'll just have Cal Stevenson start and have Waters play every like 4th game. Iglesias is going to go back to playing shortstop because that defense is just too valuable, you know? Segura will go back to playing every 4th game. And Pache will come back in center field. Copy depth chart and paste it because I'm not platooning anybody. All right. What a game this is, man. Why would Nick Ahmed refuse to be demoted? What a moron. Now he's just going to not get paid. At San Fran, can we win the series? We cannot. At home against Miami for 3. Loss. Win. We got to win this one. All right, damn. All right, we're in a much better position, but we're still not where I would want us to be. We're 4 games out of Philly for the division lead. We're in the first wild card spot, but we're only a game and a half up on the other positions. This division is stacked, man. I'm telling you. All right, who's playing badly? Because obviously somebody is. Gosselin has now fallen off of a cliff. So he's getting released. He can go back to St. Louis. I just don't want any bad players on our team. We can call up Lucchesi. Because he's playing fine and as a starter in AAA. And signed him to be a reliever anyways, so... All right, and then batter-wise, no one's playing bad. Everyone's actually hitting well. The only negative player is technically Drew Waters, and that's because I forced him to play a position that he's not that good at. So that's not that big of a deal. But everybody else is hitting well. Yeah, our bats have really come alive. We're first in stolen bases in the league. And it is mostly everyone, actually. We're just fast in general. All right, so no changes going into June. At home against Philly for what I assume is 3. Yes, 3. Is a loss. That's a big loss. Soler got a little worse, but not that bad. None of that really matters. Win. Let's win the series, boys. Yes, that's really big. Okay. Players promoted from International Complex. It's first-year player draft time. This really doesn't even matter. Like, not even a little bit. Unless they're going to play this year. So, I guess I'll just, you know, pick your batter of choice, guys. This is all batters. Are any good pitchers? There's some good-ass closers. There's a 5-star relief closer. I think that's worth drafting in the first round. All batters. Who do you like? Anthony Watkins? Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, then. 3 is going to be Joe Fetter. It's like Joel Myers here. Sure, why not? Whatever. None of this matters. So this is my I got my compensation pick. Doesn't look like there's any starting pitcher prospects here. So let's just take a catcher. Jaden Melendez, sure. And then our final pick is going to be Luis Romero. Sure. And then we will just sim the draft from here. Excellent. All right. At the Mets for 3. Win. Swept him. That's massive. At Washington for 3. Loss. Win. Solaire's healthy now. So somebody can go down. He was playing well, right? Yeah, he was. Who's going down? Pache's not been hitting well, but that's fine. Honestly, Cal Stevenson's hitting great. He's more valuable right now than Drew Waters. Danny Mendez can go down. I don't really need him. He's playing well, but I don't really need him. Solaire can come up. Because Segura can back up at second. Ozzy's found his groove again. Solaire and Cal Stevenson. Should I platoon them? Because Cal's playing fine. I'll just have Cal play more often against righties. I'll still have Solaire start, but I'll have Cal play more often. Like every third game against righties and every 6th game, and then not at all against lefties, really. Cal can back up right field too, yeah? He's about as good defensively and he's playing better, so. Yeah, sure. Copy depth chart. Paste it and just have him not play really at all against righty or against lefties. All right, cool, sweet. Back to team schedule. At Washington, can we win the final? We can. At home against Pittsburgh for 3. Win. We won 19-2, by the way. Moderate effect. That's fine. He can stay up. It's just 1 start. At home against the Angels for 3. Loss. Can we not get swept? We did not get swept. Okay, personal message. Betts suffered a day-to-day hamstring that is influences running moderately. It's not healing as fast as expected. Okay, he's fine. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. It's just running. He can still hit. So, at the Mets for 3. Or at home against the Mets for 3. Loss. Win. 3 days. And win. Okay, we win that series. At Miami for 3. Win. Sweep them. Get the broom out, boys. At Washington for 4. This is big. Loss. Come on, guys. Win. Let's at least go even. Damn it. Prospects list is updated. I don't care. I really don't. And then at home against San Diego for 3 to close out the month. Do we want to make any changes before this series? Vasquez is still not pitching well. He's going to go to normal usage. Pfeiffer is pitching well, so he's going to go to normal as well. The staff is excellent. Soroka is unbelievable so far this year. But knowing him, he's going to get hurt in September, so it doesn't really matter. And then obviously I don't think we want to make any changes here. Langeliers is not really playing that well. So I'm just going to send him down and bring up Garver. Just because I know Garver is good. He's crushing AAA right now. So Garver can play the backup here. And I don't think anything else needs to change. Unless Cal Stevenson starts to regress, which he has a little bit, but not like a ton. He's still hitting better than Drew Waters. But Real Muto's having a hell of a year. So I'm glad I didn't trade him. I almost did, so I'm glad I didn't. Ozzy's bounced back, as he is expected to do. I just can't believe Ronald Acuna is now a AA player. He's playing in Mississippi again. He hasn't played in Mississippi since 2017. But here he is, negative .6 WAR in Mississippi in AA. Jesus, Acuna. Unbelievable. I got the one save where he's absolute garbage. All right. At home against San Diego for 3. Loss. This is a tough series. Win. Can we win it? Oh, we won the series against a really good team. Lance Lynn got worse. He's actually not been good. His defense has been that bad, I guess. We can pull him out for Ian Anderson or Jimmy Nelson, maybe. Ian Anderson can get that. I'd rather Ian Anderson get that shot. Lance Lynn can go back into the bullpen. He hasn't been that bad. Not bad enough for me to pull him out of the team, but maybe just the rotation. Bryce Wilson also needs to start pitching better. Any other changes that I need to make? Kimbrel got worse. What a shocker. He's pitching well, so it's not that big of a deal. Albie's got worse, which kind of sucks. But he's going to get better again because he picked up his speed, or his pace. All right. Oh, it's a 4-game set. It's a 4-game set against San Diego. Can we win 3 of 4? We can. Nice. International free agents. It's just a waste of money now since I'm not doing next year. Ugh. Sorry, I had to sit up there. At home against Colorado for 3. Win. Loss. Let's win the series, boys. Okay, good. At Seattle for 3. Win. Loss. Let's win. Okay, we cannot win that series. At Oakland for 3, so 2 AL series back-to-back. Win. Win. Let's sweep them. That's what I'm talking about. At Philly, this is a tough one. This is a big one for us. Let's look at the standings. I'm pretty sure they're right behind us. Washington's actually the game and a half out. The Mets have fallen off the deep end, which is hilarious to see. But we're currently a game and a half in first over Washington. So let's keep it that way, shall we, folks? At Philly for 3. Loss. Oh, come on. Don't get swept. Okay, good. We didn't get swept. So we're still in first. Let's look at the all-star teams here. Who are our all-stars? Mike Soroka, who's shocked. Kyle Wright and Corey Nebel. JT Realmuto. Ozzy Albies. Okay, so we had a lot. Mookie actually didn't make the all-star team, I think, for the first time. Mike Soroka's on blistering pace. He's having a hell of a season. He has a 2.12 ERA right now, which is so good. He's been unbelievable when he's played. He's just fragile. So, and then we also had Kyle Wright make it for the second year. I believe he made it last year. No, 2022. So, made it 2 years ago. Yeah, that's when he was... I mean, both of these past 2 years, he's been great. He's on pace for his second best season ever, though. JT Realmuto finally makes the All-Star game. Finally puts up a season that is worth the contract that he's getting paid. So, very good there. And then Ozzy Albies makes it again for like the 20th straight year. Who's shocked? So, awesome. Let's go ahead and see if we have any prospects. We have to have one. I believe it's our pitcher guy. Yeah. Oh, Manny Cardenas is now on there, who we think literally nothing of. So, that's funny. But it should... Our other pitcher I thought would be on there. Dave Candelario is not who I thought. I thought that Jacek guy would be in there, but he's not. Interesting. Let's see. Let's just sim. Let's see. Let's play the home run challenge. I just want to see if Soler is in it. Or Miguel Sano. Nope, neither of them are in it. So that's kind of stupid. Not stupid. I shouldn't say that. That's not what I meant. Max Muncy won the home run challenge. He plays back in LA, by the way. He re-signed with the Dodgers. So, and then tomorrow is the home run, or is the All-Star game. Danny Jansen won Player of the Game. So it looks like the American League won. That's okay. We come back after a home series against Texas, of all teams, after the All-Star break. A 3-game set at home. So let's do that here. Win. Loss. Loss. That's a tough one. So now that knocks us out of division lead. Now we play Philly. At home for 4. This is massive. Loss. Win. Loss. We got to at least go even. We got postponed. So that's less than ideal. At home against Miami for 3. This is a must-win series. Win. Win. Can we sweep them? No, we can't, but at least we won the series. Okay. Do we want to make any changes? Trade deadline. Pagan's pitching well. Joe Jimenez is not. Honestly, neither is Kimbrel. The bullpen's been a little bit of a disappointment. If we were going to upgrade anywhere, that's probably where it is. Garver's actually been really bad since coming up. I don't think we can upgrade anywhere batter-wise. I think we're set batter-wise. But do we want to go try and get a bullpen ace who's pitching well? Since we're not going to have Alvarez for the... No, we'll have him for the playoffs. He just won't have played hardly the entire season. Do we want to go try and see if there's a bullpen ace out there? First, let's see who's on the block. It's worth looking. Player trade, that's what I was looking for. Suarez is on the block. And I just don't think that's worth it. Looks like there's no bullpen ace on the block at least. So let's see if there's anybody willing to trade at bullpen piece. Texas, do you guys have anyone? DeMarcus Evans. He's pitching well. That's an option. Baltimore has immediately fallen back out of relevancy after making the World Series last year. Isaac Matson's not really what I'm looking for. Kansas City has Reyes Maranta, who's not what I'm looking for. He's not even pitching well. Toronto. Javi Guerra is not what I'm looking for. What a wonder these bad teams don't have good players. Tampa Bay. I go get Luke Jackson. Is he hurt? He's hurt. Lol. He's pitching well for them. JJ Gross. Or JJ Goss. I'm liking the, what would it take to get to Marcus Evans? He's kind of cheap. What would it take to get to Marcus Evans? Something big, really? But what if I gave you this guy, Lorenzo Carrier? You guys clearly don't like him as much as I do. Iniguez? Wow, okay. Corona? I did not expect to be met with this kind of resistance for a 4-star relief pitcher on a rebuilding team. I mean, what do you want? What if I threw in, like, I'm just curious, like Drew Waters, I know probably has value. I'm not going to trade him. I'm just curious. That actually makes the worse. Trade worse. Who do you want? One of these guys. Why? I mean, I know why, but, like, nothing else? I can't package, like, Iniguez and Corona for something? Well, I'm willing to give you 2 of my best prospects. So no, yeah, we're not talking. Sorry, you lost your chance at getting any prospects, idiots. I meant to go to standings. This is where I meant to go. How about San Francisco? Let's see. Dakota Mekkes. He's pitching well, but not quite the ace I'm looking for. Pittsburgh. Jimmy Lewis is not pitching well. New York. Robert Selman's not pitching well. He's your closer, really? That's why you guys suck. You have a terrible bullpen. Emerson Hancock. No way he gets traded, right? He's a starter, but he's closing for them. Igniter's not even bad. They just have so many starters that they have to have them be closers. Colorado. Tommy Doyle. He's not bad. What would it take to get you, Tommy Doyle? Sweet. This guy, actually, this guy, Jasek. Jack Jasek. Alright, sure, let's just do this deal. So we just grabbed Tommy Doyle to come hopefully be better than what we have right now. Who's getting sent down? Lucchesi, probably? He's gonna refuse demotion, isn't he? No, he didn't! Excellent. But Tommy Doyle can come up. He'll be a stopper for us. Of course, my neighbor decided to mow his lawn, even though we're not even supposed to be outside. Excellent. Love that. Yeah, this is fine. All right. And that's really all I'm going to do for the deadline. I don't think I need to do much more than that. God, that's so loud. Why did you have to mow your lawn today? Let me know if you guys can hear that, because I don't know if you can or can't. So please let me know if you can. Yeah, but that's not bad. We're in a good spot now, I think. At San Diego for 3. Loss. Loss. Can we not get swept? Okay, we didn't get swept. So that's good. Now we're at Colorado for 4 in August. Win. Win. Glacius is out 3 weeks. That's unfortunate. Bring up maybe Unrow. Is Greg Cohen playing that well? He is. He only plays second base. But he's playing super well, so... Sure, whatever. Segura's going to come in and play shortstop. Greg Cohen's going to back up that second base position. Because that's all he can play, I guess. He's going to back up shortstop as well. If starter tired. Copy depth chart. Paste it and change this to if starter tired. Stevenson's still hitting well. He is. That's good. But Segura can start at short because, you know, he's hitting well. All right. Schedule. So, finishing out, win. No compensation picks because we signed all our guys. And then loss. So we can't 4-game sweep them. We do take 3 of 4. Now we're at home against Milwaukee. This is a tough series. Loss. Loss. Oh, come on. Don't get swept. Bastards. At home against Arizona. Loss. Loss. Guys, what is going on? And there is Mike Soroka going out for the rest of the series. And I should say I'm sad, but I'm not because I'm not surprised. He was on Cy Young pace, but he's fragile, and he's done it every single year. If there is anything that we can glean from this series, it's that Mike Soroka's a piece of shit. Like, if you guys take anything away from the rest of this series, it's that Mike Soroka is a piece of shit. So I hope that connects on a physical level for you guys. With Chessie's back up as the avoid high leverage long relief guy. Lance Lynn, I guess, gets thrown back in the rotation. Even though he's been bad. He's not bad pitching-wise. He just can't play defense. Joe Jimenez, by the way, is -1 WAR. I never realized that. Holy crap. Okay, yeah, he's got to go. He's got to go. He's got to go. I didn't realize he was costing us so much. Is Minter playing well? He's playing fine. We'll give him a shot. And Kimbrel, I guess Kimbrel will move back in that stopper role. Why is our bullpen trash now? When did that happen? Hopefully they fix it. Avoid high leverage. All right. Well, Kyle Wright's our new ace. Because Soroka's now out for the rest of the series. It's unfortunate, but you can't say you're surprised. He has played 23, 5, 27, 21, and then 27 games in his time as a Brave. He did not play a full season for us in any year. Let's not get swept by Arizona, please. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, guys. Okay, so now we are in a bad spot. Because now we're only a game and a half up on wild card. We're 2 games out of the division now. We're 3-7 in our last 10. At Houston for 2 is tough. Loss, win. At least we can get swept. At Miami for 3, we have to win these games. Loss, win. We have to win the series. Max Fried got suspended for punching Sixto Sanchez in the face. Piece of shit. Idiot. Honestly, what a dumb move. At Miami, we lost the series. We're now 4 games out. Are we even in the wild card? At the Mets. Loss, win. All right, I mean, this series against Washington is massive. If we lose it, then we're pretty much out of the division. Iglesias is healthy. I guess Cullen goes down. He's been hitting well, but it doesn't really matter. There's not really space for him. Why does it do that? Why does it default to not the stats? Cal Stevenson's actually fire. I'm going to start him over Soler. Soler can play every 4th game. Iglesias will come back in for Segura. Segura, I think, is better as a utility piece. You know? Screw it. Yeah, we're just going to have him come in. Because Stevenson's playing really well. All right. So loss, win. We got to win this game. It's a must win. Damn it, guys. At home against Cincy, win, loss, loss. We might not even make playoffs at this pace. We're a game and a half up on Philly. Whew. It's going to be close. At Philly now for 3. Win. Loss. We have to win this one. Rosters have expanded. We're bringing up definitely Greg Cullen. And I'm going to bring up Shea Langeliers as well. And Shea can get playing time if starter tired. And Greg Cullen will back up second base. Has the pitching stabilized? No, it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse. It's our pitching that has completely collapsed. Starters are still doing well, but not that it matters. All right. Must win here. Okay, that's a good win. At St. Louis for 4. Loss, loss, loss. Our kryptonite is the fucking Cardinals, I swear to God. At home against the Mets. Win, loss. They're in last place in the division. Are you kidding me? We lost the series. Is this really how this is going to go out? With us not even making playoffs? We're a half game out of the playoffs now. Because we have completely collapsed in the month of September. We collapsed in August and September. Oh, it's a 4-game set. So at least go even. Okay, we went even. At home against Philly for 2. This is unbelievably massive. Okay, we split the doubleheader. Win. Win. Okay, that's huge. That is huge. Because that puts us 2 games up on them for the wild card race. We're not winning the division. We can't at this point. At Washington's a tough draw here, man. We play all of our hard games at the end of the season. Are you kidding me? Win. That's big. I don't care that these players that'll never make it are retiring. At Washington. Win. Can we sweep them? I don't care that John Nagowski retired. I really, really don't give a shit. At Washington. We didn't sweep them, but we did win the series. Who's retiring today that I don't care about? Oh, Mauricio Cabrera, who played 41 games in Atlanta in 2016 and has not played since. Really glad to know he retired. At Baltimore for 2. Win. Win. All right. At home against Washington for 3. Again, huge here. Win. Loss. Let's win the series, boys. Yes! Okay, we're not going to win the division, although beating Washington makes me feel good about it. About our playoff chances. But we are 2.5 games up on Arizona for the wild card now. St. Louis has surged. At home against Miami for 4. Loss. Win. Derek Dietrich retired. RBI streak for Mookie Betts. Alex Alvarez is healthy. He's going to come back up right now. And who gets sent down? Minter's actually pitching well. Not in a lot of time, but Vasquez gets sent down. Right? Or it could be Lance Lynn, who's just not been good. That's fine. No, I guess it'll be Vasquez if he refuses to be demoted. He has to be waived. It'll be Minter then. He has to be waived, but I don't care. Jimmy Nelson comes in the rotation, or Lucchesi comes in the rotation for Lance Lynn. He goes back to being long relief. Avoid high leverage, emergency starting pitcher. And we bring back up Alex Alvarez, who's going to... He's going to be in the stopper role. We're throwing him right back into the fire. I don't care. And Kimber will go back into middle relief as used more often. He's getting thrown into the fire. I don't care. And then at home against Miami, this is a big one. Okay, we win. At Philly for 3. What are the odds that we make playoffs now? We're still fighting. We have to win these games. Philly's eliminated, but Arizona could take our spot. Okay. If my team takes our spot, I'm going to be pissed. We need to make sure we're pitching the right players. We have to win these games. Max Fried needs to pitch game 1. It needs to go Fried, Wright, Wilson. But he just pitched, didn't he? He did. All right, so Wright pitches today. It's going to go strict. Kyle Wright pitches this game against Philly. Win. Bryce Wilson pitches this game. Win. And do I want Ian Anderson or Joey Lucchesi pitching this? I want Anderson. Have we confirmed our playoff spot yet? If we have, then it's definitely Anderson. Okay, yes. We didn't win the division like we wanted to, but we're in the wild card. We're confirmed, right? Yes. Okay, so, and we get home field for it if we win today, which would be huge against St. Louis, who we have not had good luck against in this series. All right, Ian Anderson's going to pitch it. And we win. So we do. We sweep Philly to end the series, to end the season. And we end it with 91 wins. So 91 wins is still pretty good. It's not quite what we wanted, but going over who made playoffs, the Boston wins the East with 87 wins. Detroit wins the Central with 100 wins. Seattle wins the West with 97. The Astros are one of the wild cards at 94, and the Angels and the Twins will play in a tiebreaker game for the second wild card spot. The NL East was won by Washington with 95 wins, and Atlanta, us, make the wild card at 91. Milwaukee won the Central at 93 wins. St. Louis makes the wild card at 90. And then LA wins the West at 96 wins. So we actually have to face last year's World Series champions in the wild card game. So that's a little nerve-wracking. Batter of the month, Mookie Betts. We got to set our playoff roster, which they have done for us very poorly, because they always do it poorly. So let's remove them. Remove everybody, and let's take who we just who we need, you know? Anderson, Fried, Lucchesi, Bryce Wilson, Kyle Wright, Alex Alvarez, Tommy Doyle, Nebel. I don't know yet. Nelson, Pagan, Pfeiffer, Kimbrel, Vasquez, Garver, Real Muto, Freeman, Albies, Sano, Iglesias, Segura, Soler, Stevenson, Pache, Mookie, Waters. It's 24, so we have 2 more that we can add. They're both going to be pitchers. Because I don't think I... Who did I not add as a pitcher that I wanted to? Lance Lynn and Jimmy Nelson. Yeah, Lance Lynn and Jimmy Nelson are going to get added. All right. Lance Lynn is now bad, though. Maybe not Lance Lynn. maybe Greg Cullen instead. Yeah, I think I'm going to add Greg Cullen instead of Lance Lynn. Removed from playoff roster. We'll add Greg Cullen. All right. Let's set our rotation, our 4-man rotation. It's going to be strict. It's going to be Fried, Kyle Wright, Bryce Wilson. Don't know why that never works. And do we want Ian Anderson or Joey Lucchesi? Ian Anderson pitched. He started almost the whole season, so he's got to be the one. Lucchesi's long relief. Emergency starting pitcher. Setup guy or stoppers are Doyle, Nebel, and Kimbrel, and Alvarez. Kimbrel's going to be a middle relief, used more often, setup guy. And then everyone else is just middle relief. Pfeiffer's middle relief. Pagan is middle relief. Vasquez is middle relief. Jimmy Nelson is long relief. Avoid high leverage, emergency starting pitcher. And that is our pitching staff for the playoffs here. Okay, and then our lineup is going to just paste without Langeliers. Soler's going to be our backup right fielder. I don't know why he's not already. Probably because I messed that up. Drew Waters is on fire. He's playing better than Cal Stevenson. Maybe I start Drew Waters in left and have Soler as the backup and Cal Stevenson here. I think that's what I'll... If Waters is going to hit like that, then yes. Because he's on fire in the month right now. And I got to play everybody who's on fire, you know? And he can play left pretty decently, so... And everyone's going to become if starter tired. Because I just want my best players out there. Shut up, Mr. Lawnmower. Golly. I thought it would be safe to stream with no outside noise or anything because we're on complete lockdown. We're not even allowed to be outside. But this guy decides that this is the time. All right. Making sure Nick Palmer's strategy is set. Yep. So we head into playoffs now. Twins won the tiebreaker, it looks like. So it's Twins and Astros in the wild card. And then us against the Cardinals. Max Fried versus Jose Barrios. Here we go. Max Fried's pitching it. Real Muto's leading off? I don't think that's correct. Oh, I didn't hit the button. That's what I didn't do. The Ask Bench Coach for All lineups button. This is the lineup. This is our wild card game lineup. Here we go, boys. The lineup for us is Drew Waters, Christian Pache, Ozzie Albies, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, JT Realmuto, Miguel Sano, Jose Iglesias, and then Max Fried as the pitcher. And then for them, they have Harrison Bader, Paul Goldschmidt, Dylan Carlson, A. Eugenio Suarez, Michael Conforto, Andrew Knizer, Paul DeYoung, Jose Barrios, and then Colton Wong. Here we go, boys. Just as a reminder, for those of you tuning in maybe for the first time, I do not play the playoff games just because it would take forever if I was trying to play every single team, and I was playing playoff games. So I do simulate them, but wanted to make sure the lineup was correct. So here we go. Barrios versus Fried. And the wild card game in Atlanta goes to the Braves, 8-1. All right, great. We're in the playoffs proper. So that's big. Looks like Drew Waters had a great game, which is awesome to see that he's paying off, us putting him in for left field. Max Fried went 6 solid. Lucchesi and Nelson closed it out. Barrios, we got to him early, and then we got to Strom and Castillo. So the bats were on fire today, so that's really good. Awesome. So we do make it into the playoffs proper, but I think it means we have to play the Dodgers, which isn't ideal. The Twins actually beat the Astros. I think we're playing LA. AJ Minter's DFA'd. I don't care. No, not that. AAA. All right, this is our last chance to win a World Series, guys. We are playing the Dodgers, which is not ideal, but it's not unwinnable, I don't think. They are the best team in this game, but I don't think it's unwinnable. Game 1 is going to be Kyle Wright against Walker Buehler. Whew, I'm sweating. If only we had Soroka. Waters, Pache, Albies, Betts, Freeman, Real Muto. Sano is actually cold. How cold? I don't like that he's cold. He's played well this year, though. Do I put Segura in? He's actually been a slightly better hitter versus righties this year. All right. Yep. Segura's coming in for this one game. At least game 1, at least. Their lineup is Jaron Kendall, Max Muncy, Cody Bellinger, Gavin Lux, Will Smith, Jock Peterson, Corey Seager, Zach McKinstry, and Walker Buehler. God, they are stacked. Like, from top to bottom, they're stacked. All right. Kyle Wright versus Walker Buehler. Here we go. And game 1 in LA goes to the Dodgers 7-0. We got shut out by Walker Buehler. Kyle Wright got destroyed early. Just couldn't keep up. Vasquez, Luchet. Honestly, the bullpen played well in relief, but just couldn't get anything going. Freeman is not hitting well, which is a worry. Neither is Albies, but it's only game 1 against their ace. So game 2, Bryce Wilson versus Dustin May. He's also a righty. Yeah. Sano's coming back in. It's because he needs to play. All right. Yeah, lineup is correct. Bryce Wilson versus Dustin May here in game 2. Afternoon cubed. I'm on the edge of my seat here. We're in the division series against the Dodgers. Game 2 of the division series in LA goes to the Dodgers, 7-3. That's not a good sign, guys. We're down 2-0. Bryce Wilson gets beat up. Doyle and Neville can't really salvage it. Zach McKinstry's player of the game. Home run for Sano, so at least he rewarded me by sticking in the lineup. Waters actually has played well in the postseason so far. This might be it for the Braves, guys. Game 3, I have to start Fried if he's ready. He is ready. So Fried's going to get the start. Max Fried going up against Joe Musgrove. It's a must-win. Fried played in the wild card game for us, if you're wondering. Waters, Pache, Albies, Betts, Freeman, Real Muto, Sano, and Iglesias. Yep. All right. Musgrove versus Max Fried in Atlanta. Game 3 of the division series in Atlanta goes to the Braves. All right, so we stay alive. Max Fried goes 5 1/3. Kimbrel, Doyle, and Neville close it out for us. We get to Musgrove, which is big. Max Fried gets player of the game. Home runs for Albies and Real Muto. All right, let's turn this series around in Atlanta, shall we? Clayton Kershaw versus Kyle Wright. Is Kyle Wright ready? Is he ready to pitch? 68 isn't quite ready. All right, I'm gonna ask chat here. Do we play Kyle Wright with 68% ready, or do we pitch Ian Anderson? Anderson in a much worse year. But Wright's only 68% ready. Probably Anderson. That's what I'm thinking too. All right. Anderson it is then. Clayton Kershaw versus Ian Anderson in Game 4. Waters, Freeman, Albies, Betts, Real Muto, Pache, Sano, and Iglesias. Oh, Kershaw versus Anderson in Atlanta. Game 4 in Atlanta goes to the Braves. All right, so we take it to a Game 5. We take it to a Game 5. Ian Anderson gets the win. Does exactly what he needs to do. Keeps us alive. Kershaw, we got to him early. Playoff Kershaw. Nelson, Lucchesi, and Neville closing it out for us. Ozzie Albies was player of the game. Kershaw was actually injured. Albies hit 2 jacks this game. 3 of the playoffs so far. But it means that it's going to be Kyle Wright pitching Game 5. Let's go pitching staff. He'll be ready for Game 5. Fried won't be ready for Game 5. No way, right? Right? All right. Their ace is back on the mound. What is Fried at? 39. No, not a chance. But Wright is ready. Yes. All right. Game 5. Kyle Wright versus Walker Buehler. It's the Game 1 matchup. Waters, Pache, Albies, Betts, Freeman, Real Muto, Sano, and Iglesias. This is it, boys. Game 5 in LA. Kyle Wright versus Walker Buehler. Game 5 in LA goes to... Oh my god, we got throttled. 20 to 3. That's how this series ends as we give up 11 runs in the 8th inning. Holy shit. Cal Stevenson had to come in and pitch. So did Soler. Because we just ran out of pitchers. Wright went a third of an inning. Kyle Wright went 1/3 of an inning. Oh my god, that's about as bad as it can go. Well, that's one way to end this series. Drew Waters hit a homer. He turned out to be pretty good this playoff. So did Ozzie. But we lose the series. Zach McKinstry is player of the series. Imagine going 1 out in the playoffs. That'll haunt you. Yeah. Yep. Damn, man. Is what it is. But that is the series. I'm going to play through to the end of the World Series and then through to the award winners. But that's going to be it for the Braves. This is the last year. So just as a recap for how we did, I guess, really quick. Meet the team. We made the playoffs every single year, all 5 years. Never, the least we got was the division series, even when we were wild card. Yeah, it's Orioles time, but we'll get to that in a minute. The worst we ever did was division series, and we did win 1 World Series. So, you know, the goal was accomplished because we did win a World Series. So, my goal of trying to win a World Series with every team was accomplished. Unfortunately, we couldn't get much more after that first season, but Soroka just, you know, he was never here for the playoffs. Not once. He was once. Out of the 5 playoff trips we went through, he was there for 1 of them. So, it is what it is, but Twins and Mariners and then Dodgers and Nationals are your LCS. Let's see here. Twins going up to 0 early. And it looks like the Twins are going to be heading to the World Series to take on the Dodgers. So it's going to be a Twins-Dodgers World Series in 2024 here. Mariners all the way. I'm sorry, bud. Sorry, Cubed. I know you were cheering for Seattle, but Minnesota spoiled the dream. I know. I'm cheering for the Twins myself. Game 1 in LA goes to LA. Game 2 goes to Minnesota. Back in Minnesota for Game 3. Minnesota wins the 2024 World Series. Did you see the Dorktown on the Mariners? I did. I love all the stuff they do over there at I'm blanking on their name. Like John Boyce and I'm literally just blanking on the name. But I did see the Dorktown on the Mariners. It was very good. Jared Young is your World Series MVP, by the way. That's shocking. But the Minnesota Twins are your 2024 World Series winners. Good on them. All right, but moving on. We're just going to check and see the award winners, and then we're going to move on from there. 622 score, so I can never get back to that 1,000 score I got in year 2. So many options, but none of them matter to me. All I'm here for is the awards. All right. American League Gold Glove winners in 2024 are Marcus Stroman, Ali Sanchez, Evan White, Willie Castro, Matt Chapman, Yordis Valdez, Daz Cameron, Michael Gigliotti, and Ramon Laureano. And then in the National League, it's Colton Eastman, Yasmani Grandal, Paul Goldschmidt, Ivan Johnson, Nolan Arenado, Andrelton Simmons, TJ Fredel, Harrison Bader, and Mitch Haniger. So for the first year, we don't have a Gold Glove winner, but that's because our defense was trash this year. Reliever of the year in the American League goes to Wyatt Mills in back-to-back years. Luke Jackson got votes, which makes me very sad. He had a great year in Tampa Bay. And in the National League, it goes to Jose Alvarado. First year it's actually the first year in 3 years that we don't win it. And we don't even have anybody nominated. We finally got a Silver Slugger, but in the American League, the Silver Sluggers are Adley Ruckman, Andrew Vaughn, Luis Ariz, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Wander Franco, Jordan Alvarez, Joe Adell, Max Kepler, and Gleyber Torres as the DH. And in the National League, Jack Flaherty, our JT Realmuto, Pete Alonso, Gavin Lux, Nolan Gorman, Fernando Tatis, Juan Soto, Alec Thomas, and Cody Bellinger. Yeah, I know Goldschmidt's still a beast. He actually turns out really well in almost every save this year. Goldschmidt's definitely somebody that if you can grab him, I would recommend it. Even though he's on a big contract, he's just pretty solid for a long time. Moving on to Rookie of the Year. In the American League, it goes to Matt Wallner of the Twins. And in the National League, it goes to Ben Nickella of the Washington Nationals. Nobody on our team was a rookie that was really that good. I guess Cal could have gotten some votes, but he didn't. American League Manager of the Year goes to Rocco Baldelli, and Dave Martinez in the National League wins it with the Nationals. So good for him. And then Cy Young in the American League goes to Matt Manning of the Detroit Tigers. Interesting people getting some votes there. And then in the National League, it goes to Braylon Marquez of the Chicago Cubs. Mike Soroka getting votes, even though he got injured. I think he was out. He only played 23 games this year, so him getting votes is pretty ridiculous. He turned out to be a beast, but he turned out to be unbelievably fragile and never played in the postseason. Let's check his career postseason stats. Career postseason stats, he pitched 4 games in the postseason. He pitched well in those 4 games, but just never really mattered. He got injured in that 2022 game, so... And then Kyle Wright also got some votes, but he shit the bed in the playoffs in that deciding game. So MVP in the American League goes to Vlad Guerrero Jr. Good for him. Look at all these people getting votes. And then in the National League, it goes to Juan Soto, who that good for him. Happy for him. Mookie Betts got some votes. Anyone else on our team? JT Realmuto also got some votes. So that's where we're going to end this one, guys. We're going to end, not the stream here. We're going to keep trekking on the stream, but it's where we're going to end the Brave series. So this is a good time, as good a time as any for me to say, if you guys enjoy what I do here, if you guys are liking everything that you're seeing, if you're enjoying watching me play out of the park, go ahead and hit that follow button. I've been streaming every day, so... Oh, I didn't see Ozzy Albies got votes, too. I've been streaming every single day, and I'm planning on doing that until, I can... get through all these teams here, or at least until my schedule gets a lot busier. I don't know when I'm going to have to go back to work, but we shall see. Go ahead if you guys want to. I do post all of the VODs if you guys are curious about how we get to any point, or if you guys want to see out of the place. I literally want to go out of the park. Yes, out to the park, if we're being honest. No, but if you guys want to see how we get to any of the where we are, if you guys, are curious about how we got to this part in the Braves series, or if you guys are curious about the Diamondback series or any series that we do in the future, all of the VODs for the series are posted to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/SuperKmanrocks. Hello, if you're watching from there. How are you today? Yeah, that's going to be it for the Braves series.